Hi, everyone. DeMarco here, General Manager at DeMarcoSports.com, and this is going to be your Sunday video report. 2 NFL free picks coming your way in just a moment. Listen, this is going to be a quick, brief report because on a scale of 1 to 10, sitting here right now, my pain level is about 12 to 13. It's unbearable. So I can tell you that on Saturday, I had my potential raise the bar 20-dime winner, number 24 out of 38. I lost that play with USC, a 21.5 point favorite. They only won by 19. Would it have been nice to know if USC's top two receivers, Lemon and Lane, who the former have 78 receptions for over 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns, a potential first-round draft pick, and Lane with 46 catches for 693 yards. Would it have been nice if Lincoln Riley had called me and let me know that they would be benched for the first two offensive series for that game? Yeah, never would have used them. Probably would have went with Missouri, which was one of my top plays on the video report instead. Absolutely. But listen, as I've been saying since the days when I had my nationwide radio show, that there are no guarantees in gambling, that if we still had dictionaries and people used them, you could look it up. Those two words are not on the same page, but that's how the cookie crumbles. Listen, you look back to my Friday small 10-dime release where I had Utah minus 10.5 at Kansas. And for one of the few times, the only time this year, I told you to buy down the half point from 10.5 to 10 on Utah, who won by 10 only because if you saw the end of that game with 2.5 minutes left, Utah's quarterback, Devin Dampier, a fake kneel down on a third down play, instead pulled back and caught the Kansas defense napping and threw a long touchdown pass to get the cover because I bought down the half point. They all even out on the end. That's the bottom line. So, taking a look at today's card, if you happen to go over to DeMarcoSports.com, if you happen to be watching the video on the site, if you go to the free picks section and then scroll down to pro football, that's where I've been updating for years now. The updated ATS records, how teams do with the straight up calculations, which is still hitting at an 81% play clip for the season, but also how favorites and underdogs have been doing. As I mentioned on your Thursday report, um, the dogs over the past 4 weeks have had their best sustained run in a couple of seasons. But how about Thursday and Friday combined? All four underdogs covered, all four underdogs won outright. So over the past 4.5 weeks, just a phenomenal little run here for those puppies. Let me just get you the updated numbers before I talk about today's plays. Not only 4-0 this week, but over the past 4.5 weeks, 38, 21, and 2, the underdogs are against the spread. And 24 of those 38 dogs have won outright. But I will tell you something that you can take to the bank. Everything is cyclical. The dogs had a similar run last year, just like the favorites had a similar run prior to this 4.5 week stretch where the puppies have been barking. It is all cyclical. And as I said on Thanksgiving Day, at the end of the year, the dogs and the favorites, and it happens every single year, there will be no more than a 15-game margin spread between the dogs and the favorites in terms of the final season numbers. And as we go into today's card, the dogs and the favorites are tied. 90 wins, 90 losses, 2 pushes. With that being said, let's get to your complimentary plays. First game, going to be the Rams minus the 10.5 at Carolina. Listen, the Rams are hot. They've won 6 in a row, covered 5 of them, won those games by an average of 18.5 points. Okay, I think now the pain's at 15. Their lone road loss this season was at Philadelphia. Carolina, difficult spot, short week after the Monday night loss at San Francisco, where the offense couldn't do anything. And when you think about it, the offense couldn't do anything against the San Francisco defense. It's just been injury riddled. Bryce Young, pathetic on Monday night. The offense, 230 total yards, 12 first downs, 1 for 7 on third down. So I'll go with the Rams minus the 10.5. And no, I'm not even worried about buying the half point there. The other play is Jacksonville minus the 6.5 at Tennessee. The Jaguars have won 3 of their last 4. And in that stretch, the offense has done well, 30 points, 29, 35, and 27. Now, let me just talk about the problem with the Jaguars. Over their last 5 games, in 4 of them, The defense has allowed 35, 39, 36, and 24 points. They did win in overtime last week in Arizona, despite the fact that Trevor Lawrence threw 3 interceptions. But you've got the Titans that have lost every single home game since week 9 of last year. 0-10 straight up, 3-7 against the spread. They're coming off a 30-24 home loss to Seattle last week. And that game really wasn't even as close as the final score would lead you to believe. They got a late punt return. They got a late garbage time touchdown. I'm going to go with Jacksonville minus the 6.5. And again, I'm buying down the half point on Jacksonville in that particular spot. So of the two plays, I like Jacksonville number 1. The Rams would be number 2. Told you it would be fast, and that's your Sunday video report. Good luck, everybody.